Lost Boys Cypher Circle is back in session, everybody. Welcome back to the circle. If you didn't know, now you do. This is home of all things artistic. You got a song, a poem, a story, some artwork, or just the discussion you want to have. This is the place to come get your thoughts and your feelings heard. If you want to be on the show, message me on Facebook at Dylan Lawler or email me at lostboy420x@gmail.com. That's lostboy420x@gmail.com. Before we get started, I just want to apologize ahead of time if I'm a little stuffy or I'm a little out of sorts. I have a little bit of a cold, but we're going to power through. We're going to get through it tonight. As always, so that's my disclaimer for physical health. As always, my disclaimer for mental health. Anyone struggling out there, the two pieces of advice I always give are keep using your art, whatever that is, or your talent, whatever that is, as an outlet and a therapy to get through whatever you're going through. And the second thing I always say is there's always someone to talk to, whether you think there is or not. There's always someone to talk to. A friend, a colleague, a mom, dad, whoever. Text me, I'll talk to you. There's also a Lifeline crisis. You can text 988 or go to their website, lifelinecrisis.com. There's also another website you can visit called betterhelp.com that will hook you up with an online therapist in under 48 hours. And if you don't vibe with the therapist and you don't get along with them, they'll switch it out for you until you find someone that you vibe with. So I hope people can find some help there. That's one of the cheapest options for therapy out there that I've found. So like I said, I hope you guys can find some help there. That being said, without further ado, we're going to bring up our first artist here. We've had him on a couple times. I've been trying to get him on for a full show. We had to cut him short a couple weeks ago. Man, he's a dope ass poet. He's got some passionate, powerful messages. And not only that, but he's also a host of his own show called Cram Sessions on Epiphany Radio. So make sure you guys go check that out. And if you want to follow him, you can follow him on Instagram at DaRealPodcram. That's DA_real_Podcram. Or on TikTok at Cram Sessions C.R.A.M Sessions. But yeah, let's get him up here, guys.
So you mad, huh? Yeah, you mad. You're mad because I'm not who you tried to make me out to be. You're mad because I have overcome every obstacle that you have purposely placed in my path with the intention of killing my destiny. You see, I've waited many years past the age that you had the audacity to say that I will probably be dead or completely locked away because being a fuck up flows in my veins because of DNA passed on my thought. Chip off the old block, they used to smile and say. Even told me that I was genetically destined to be nothing more than a motherfucking statistic. Bitch, are you serious?
What's up, man? So I love that one. I love that one every time I hear it.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that a lot.
Yo, it's good to have you back on, man. Thanks for
coming back. Man. I love it, man. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for coming on. So, I mean, you've been on before, but for those of you who don't know Podcram, you want to talk a little bit about yourself and what you do and how you got started?
I got started writing, because of my mother, man. Like one of the, I remember I didn't know I was broke. She didn't, she didn't let us know we was broke, and she, instead of buying us something as a gift at one moment, she got me and my sisters a poem that she's written for us, and she put it in a black frame, and mine was on yellow paper. I'll never forget it. And it was just 7 lines. It was my first name and all the way down, and she had something written for each letter of my name.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I fell in love with the art at that moment. So that's why my name is Paul Cram. I give my mother all the credit when it comes down to my poetry. So Paul Cram is an acronym that stands for Proof a Woman Can Raise a Man.
I love that, bro. I love that shit. That's dope.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I grew up with a single mother myself. So she had boyfriends here and there, but it was mostly her. And she ain't never let us know when we didn't have money either. She just kind of
made it happen.
Moms still made it happen. Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely, dude. Yo, so what's the first piece you're gonna be sharing with us tonight?
Well, I've been in this mode for a little while. I'm actually working on an erotic poetry album, and this
Whole
piece right
album.
here is yeah. So be on the lookout real soon for Pillow Talk.
All right. He gonna be knocking panties off all across the nation. You heard it here.
So this is one of the pieces that's definitely gonna be on the album, and it's called "Feed Me."
All right. All right. I'll drop myself out of here and we'll get to it.
Excuse me. There is absolutely no reason for me to beat around the bush until later on in this situation. Until then, I would just be blunt. I need you to understand that I am hungry and I need you to satisfy the craving that grows in me each time I lay eyes on you. No, sweetheart, I appreciate the gesture, but put away those pots and pans because there is no need. You see, I have a unique appetite, and what I am craving is you. Unwrap yourself and lie down on a dining room table because that's where special meals are supposed to be eaten. Allow me to crack your legs open like Dungeness as I enjoy the taste of sweet body butter you produce, sending my tongue into a frenzy, trying not to miss a single drop. Feed me. Grip the back of my locks and hold my face in place as you rotate your hips, making your clit rub across the tip of my tongue as I continue to taste your essence. Feed me. Roll over and slowly sit down on my face so that my lips and your lips can meet again in a modified French kiss situation. Grip the side of the table and ride my tongue as if your only means of transportation, treating my taste buds like DoorDash, delivering hot and ready Yanni to its proper destination. Feed me as I continue to devour the sweet juice produced from your Yanni stimulation. The taste of you sit on my lips as the rest of you drip from my goatee. My hunger has been satisfied. For now. In peace.
This man said, "Lay down on the table because that's where special meals are supposed to be eaten." Fuck yeah, dude! I love it. I love it. Yo, you have such a knack for capturing intimacy and passion in your words, like nothing like I've ever seen. It's amazing, dude. It's
Oh,
amazing,
man.
and it's not only passionate and sexy, but it's also like it's funny. You've found a way to make it like funny too. Like yo, that hot wings line, that be cracking up.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate the gratitude.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Yo, so when did you write that and what inspired it?
Um, that piece was inspired by my 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 imagination of a realistic person. Um,
I
like
think we
I
talked a
just
little bit about this last time too. Yeah.
yeah. So it's just like I've always had a very vivid imagination, and the fact that I like to write, it helps with that so much. Like I can truly put myself in a spot where I'll drift off and it feel like I'm in a movie starring me and whoever she is and action.
Lights, camera, action. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's dope. That's dope. Just being able to take that scene and not only like I mean you paint a very vivid picture with your words and being able to just take that vivid picture and put it into words is amazing.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, that was dope, man. Thank you for blessing us with that. Thank you for coming on again. Anything else you want to say? Actually, hold on. I'm getting messing my own show up. I'm gonna bring everybody else up here and see what they got to think before we get you out of here. What they got to say, and who wants to go first? Anybody have any-
That was vivid.
It was just like the way it was delivered. It was really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was. It was
Thank you.
not like any kind of erotic poetry I've ever heard. It would just be like the flow. Your flow was definitely.
That's what I'm
I've
saying.
heard him speak plenty of times. I mean, he did the Poppy's Poetry Corner with the drippers and all that. Like, I already know what that pen got.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate it.
Let's see what story he got for us today. And as always, it's never like, hey, proof a woman can, hey. Like, I'm with it.
Man, thank you so much, Queen.
Hell yeah.
All of you, all of you. Oh man, that feels great.
Absolutely. Thank you for blessing us with that. Again, everybody, go check out his show, Cram Sessions, on Epiphany Radio. Go check him out on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you so much for coming out, man.
Real quick, Robin, and Rose, I believe Queen. I don't know if I'm all y'all friends on like any social media, but please, let's link up, man. Like we got a link.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yep. I know everybody keeps
down.
talking collab.
For sure.
Do a collab.
Sure.
Yeah. I love the energy. Hell yeah. Thank you, man.
No doubt.
All right. Let's see. Next up, I believe, is a newcomer to the circle. Her name is Jessica Rose Jordan. She's a poet and an author. She has a book out right now. If you want to find it, you can find it on Amazon or at Barnes & Noble, and also through Austin Macaulay Publishing. It's called Secrets of the Darkest Talisman, or Otherworldly Secrets of the Darkest Talisman, by Jessica Jordan. So make sure you guys look that up. And you can also get in contact with her at otherworldlybooksjj@gmail.com. She is one of my favorite artists that I've met, I haven't even brought her up yet, and she's already one of my favorite artists that I've brought up on the show. She spread so much positive energy, and we've had so many great conversations over the past couple of days, so I'm excited to get her up here. Let's play her flyer, guys.
I peeped through an interstellar telescope one day, hearing tales of twin comets consistently flying by this way. I've heard they soar like no other, twisting and turning, a sight they say is quite alluring. Hopeful to catch even a fleeting glance, my curiosity had quickly peaked, then advanced. There they were, all truth be told, flying past my line of sight, just for me to behold. At first I believed they would crash into earth, noses facing downward like a pair of swooping birds. Impact inevitable, they did descend, a speed of which I could never begin to comprehend, thusly causing my heart to suddenly quicken, knowing this had to be their complete and total destruction. Pleased to see this wasn't the case, they abruptly stopped and shot back out into space.
I like that. We're big alien conspiracy theorists over here. And it's not a conspiracy. There's billions and billions and billions of trillions of planets. It's got to be out there somewhere. The odds are astronomical, literally. So we love aliens out here. I love that. So how you doing? How you doing tonight?
I am doing really good. I thought I was going to be a little more nervous, but I'm not.
Yeah, I try to run a pretty chill, low key environment. Yeah. Everybody's just kind of chilling out, spitting poetry or reading whatever they got, or I've had people on here just showing artwork that they've made, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you started and what you write and whatnot?
I've never actually been a writer up until about 2018. I had a really rough life when I was a kid, and it was all negative and toxic. So I just grew up different than everything that I was around. And it wasn't until I divorced that I met a really near and dear friend of mine that she's the first friend I've ever had. And she's the one that inspired me to become a writer. She was my world, and as far as a friendship would go, and she opened something inside of me that unleashed an entire, I don't know how to explain it, just this whole world that
Tidal
just,
wave, yep.
yeah. So my writing and stuff is almost automatic writing. I don't have to think about it. It just comes out. And yeah, I contribute it all to her. Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, and a lot of the stories and stuff are going to be symbols and things like that, or symbolistic. There we go.
Yeah,
Oh.
metaphors and yeah.
Yes, metaphors, things like that. Nothing's realistic. It's just real fantasy and science fiction adventure stuff.
I grew up on that stuff. I mean, some of my earliest memories are Harry Potter and Percy Jackson and stuff like that. You know, those are literally some of my earliest memories. And I still, to this day, I mean, Percy Jackson actually, after like 14 years, he just wrote another book. In the Percy, well, he's been writing books this whole time, but like another Percy Jackson book in the series, and my little childhood self was all like, yeah. I mean, I love fantasy, I love fiction. I'm here for it. I'm 100% here for it. And that title of that book, Secrets of the Dark Talisman, that's just like catches my attention right away. And just like, I'm like, I want to know what is this talisman's secret? Tell me this talisman's secrets. Yeah, I need to know.
Read to find out.
Yeah. So it looks like my producer Brandon already has it up here. You're gonna do the synopsis of that book for us, right?
Yes, I can do that.
Awesome. All right, cool. I'll drop myself out of here so you can get to it.
Okay. All right. This is my synopsis for Otherworldly. Otherworldly is a timeless yet captivating tale, spun in such a way that all consistent ingredients are perfectly mixed, keeping you on the edge of your seat throughout the entirety of its pages. One that promises to encapsulate its readers' attention and taking them on an adventure like no other. It will even entice the senses to the point of overload, leaving an everlasting impression upon our minds and hearts as we are then taken down beyond the rabbit hole. Have you, pray tell, pondered upon the inner workings between the pockets of time, reality, even dimension? Maybe even the high probability of hidden gems, or perhaps a forlorn darkness lying in wait, put there simply to tease our very curiosity. To our heroine's unfortunate dismay, this is truly what plagues her world and multiple others, as they race to discover its sinister plot. All life as we know it has come under threat, but within that veil of hopelessness and sorrow, there is yet a flicker of hope to be had. This spark, although the size of a grain of sand, carries with it a brilliance of 10,000 suns, guiding our antagonists ever forward.
Wow, you have quite the way with words. That sounds very interesting. Like I said, I wanna read this. Now I really need to know what this is all about. They can find it Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, you can pretty much put my name in Google search engine, my name and a title of my book, and it'll pop up anywhere.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, I have Amazon, so I'll definitely check that out. I'll check that out, and everybody else, make sure you guys check that out. So, do you want to tell me a little bit about the book and when you started writing it, what kind of inspired it and whatnot?
Yeah, a few years ago, excuse me, a few years ago, I fell in love with somebody that I couldn't be with, and the books and the poetry and all that was my way to explain why. And basically the premise, the first book doesn't dive into it too much, but the premise is that two people fall in love and they loved each other so innocently and purely, but because it was during a time they weren't allowed, they were murdered for it. And because of this, love as a tangible being in my books finds them and imbues them with part of his power. And in doing so, they become immortal. Then they being immortal, they are capable of traveling the universe, dimension, space, time. It doesn't matter. And through all those adventures and everything, the one that they enjoyed the most was being able to return back to Earth and forgetting everything they've ever come to know over millions of years. They decide to be reborn as babes just to simply have the opportunity to find each other over and over again, because it's a thrill. And so sometimes they go back to Earth and they find each other and they're lovers and they're romantic.
That is amazing and captivating, and such a crazy twist. I mean, I've seen death personified like that before, but I don't think I've ever seen love personified like that, except for maybe like Aphrodite, you know, the goddess of love in the Greek mythology. But I don't think I've ever seen love portrayed kind of like you know, the opposite to the Grim Reaper kind of thing. And that's super awesome. And then you have this love story, which is just like, it's heartbreaking, but at the same time, it's like, oh, you know, like you're like, I need to read this. I need to read this.
Yeah.
I have so much to say. I have so much to say in so little time, but that's awesome. I'll bring everybody else up here and see what they think, see if they got any questions for you. Robin, do you have any questions or comments? You're on mute. Oh, hang on. 1 second. You're muted.
I told you every time.
It's your trademark at this point.
I know. It's silly.
So go ahead. What are you saying?
I was just saying that I'd like to talk to her about the book, because like you said that you don't even think about it whenever you're writing it.
No.
I missed the first part of that. So it's like channeled. What did you say?
Yeah, it's kind of, I just sit down. I have no idea what I'm going to write. And as I write, the story unfolds. I don't know where it's going or what's going to happen.
I got you.
Yeah.
That's funny. Is it just like split second, like as soon as your hand hits like the paper?
Exactly. It's instantaneous.
Awesome. That's all. That was my questions. I will talk to you afterwards. I like it. It was great.
Awesome. Queen, you got anything?
No. I'm sorry. I was cooking.
No.
Trying to get it ready. So.
Thanks for the honesty, at least.
I know. I love that about her. She's like, nope.
She is. She's super honest. She's super honest. That's awesome. All right, guys. I'm gonna get you out of here, and I'll bring Robin up here in a minute.
Oh, geez.
She's gonna get whatever she was gonna say situation, and I'm gonna do her introduction. Her name is Robin Bowser. You guys already know her. She's been on the show a bunch of times. We know her. We love her. She's one of our favorites. She's a poet. She's a rapper. She's a certified Reiki healer. She also now produces and sets up festivals. So that's super cool. Her production company for that is called Synergistic Approach Production. Her Reiki studio is Reiki Soul Studio. And if you want to follow her, you can follow her at Robin Bowser on Facebook. Let me play her flyer and get her up here. Hey, how you doing?
I unmuted.
You're unmuted.
Yay.
I had another version of your flyer. I'm sorry, I had a lot going on today.
Okay.
That had the name
All good.
Synergistic
Approach. And it's me and my friend Melissa. There's two of us.
I'm gonna get it up on the screen for people so they can see it.
It's all. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Synergistic Approach Production. And that is right here. That I didn't spell correctly because I was in a rush. You guys get the point.
Perception.
Whatever. You guys get the point. She's setting up festivals. So how you doing tonight?
What was that?
Good.
I'm doing really good.
Oh, that's good. Good.
I can't hear you for some reason.
Oh, am I muted?
No,
it might be. It might
it
be
was just
you.
me. It was me.
Oh, okay.
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 I'm doing really good, Dylan. How are you today?
I'm all right. It's been a very busy day. It's been a very busy day setting everything up. And I mean, thank you for coming in last minute. We had some other artists, unfortunately, that had to leave us tonight. But thank you so much for coming in last minute.
Anytime.
Thank you. You've been on a couple times, but if you want to tell the people a little bit about who you are and what you do, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just a small town girl, kind of. Traveled a lot, though. Met a lot of people. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I love to work with energy. Have always done it since I can remember, honestly. My recent adventure is just that everything in my life has kind of brought me on this path and of all this different craziness, and all the puzzle pieces seem to be coming together right now. And all these different people I met have, like, I don't know, but I'm getting into a different form of healing, which is more of the Medicine Music Festival vibe, which I really love. Definitely look out for some future information on that, but we don't have much to say right now because nothing's finalized. So, but yeah, it's going to be good, big things, good things.
That sounds really dope. That sounds
lots
really
of music, lots of spoken word, lots of camaraderie, and just shenanigans.
Hell yeah. I love when people can bring different forms of art together. And part of what I try to do with this show is show that we're all artists in one way or another, and we all are kind of the same. Whether we're writing fantasy fiction or we're bringing art up here or we're doing music or whatever, it's, we're all kind of the same.
Well, we
so
absolutely are.
I love that you're kind of putting the music and the poetry and everything together, and trying to build something like that.
It's a holistic healing and arts fest. So it's going to be like a combination of both. And it's really going to have a focus on energy. I'm partnering with the Tesla MedBed Center, which is, I've been working with them for a couple months now. And it's actually a healing hotel. And they have these little Tesla MedBed generators. And they actually exude higher frequency from the Tesla coil. It's like a Tesla coil kind of. So you keep it in your room, and it actually will raise your vibration to the point where your body starts killing off parasites that it should be killing off already, but our vibration's too slow. Also, they're doing a bunch of research. You can like go in and read all the things that it's doing, but for pain management, for not being able to sleep, that kind of stuff, it's amazing. So they're gonna work with me. It's good stuff.
Wow,
all kind of energy and healing.
That sounds really interesting. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice.
Poetry.
That's good. And I love what you do. I love the positive energy and that you spread, and the healing, and that you're so focused on mental and physical health, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Really am. I try. And like, that's another focus that this festival is going to be. It's really the whole, like, we're all going to go through the spectrum of different emotions and different times in our life that we're either mad or sad or angry or mean or whatever. So like, let's give each other mercy. It's like my big thing, just mercy, grace and mercy.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the first piece you're going to be sharing with us tonight?
This one's Tunnel of Madness. It's the one that I sent you a little bit of it, I believe, and you were like, I want to see more of it. So there's more of it. Yeah.
All right, I will drop myself out of here and get it going.
It's a little darker than I usually go. Tunnel of Madness. Running full force into a tunnel, I start screaming, desperate to evade grieving, begging and pleading, intervening, insult, and persecution. I'm starting my own revolution. The tunnel is now thick, heavy with a fog-like sadness, protecting myself from demeaning words fueled by delusional madness. Frustrated and weak, deserved respect is all I seek. Disappointment, disarray, Twilight Zone stuck on replay. Frightened, in dismay. Wounds from anger, words you can never unsay. Surrounded now by an unfamiliar darkness, I can no longer stay. The fog so thick now, it's blocking my airway. Suffocating slowly, panic sets in. The game is keeping my soul safe, and I'm going to win. Exhausted and numb, I wanted to love you, but fear of love won. Why do my echoes fade into the distance? Why am I faced with such resistance? A slap into the face. To the one person who with persistence was kind to your heart, made you the center of her existence. Was understanding and forgiving. I sacrificed so much, my world started spinning. You may have gone blind, but I never lost sight of our vision. I proceeded with precision. It was your insecurities that caused this collision. It was your decisions that caused demolition. Now my whole world needs revision, and I'm being blamed for this division. I've been disrespected, my heart neglected. I give up, I'm done fighting. It's your demons that keep resurrecting. I'm done playing suspect. This is no longer your life to dissect. Evidence, not well checked. Accusations based on insecurities, not hard to detect. Slander and impersonating someone because you need to deflect. Manipulation, you've learned to perfect. Not surprised, it's what you've taught me to expect. Anything to misdirect. You have your ego to protect. Or is it lack of intellect? Sorry, I interject, that's all incorrect. You're still waiting on self-respect to take effect. Need a minute to reflect? Let's make a bet. Now you'll have plenty of time, full of regret. Wishing you could have thought about this instead of thinking me as the threat, when really I was your best asset. Always trying to catch me, dead set, like fishing a polluted sea with a dragnet. The mud and debris you drag in is toxic to an already insane mindset. That's it.
Wow, dude. Slow clap every time. Every fucking time.
You know, it took me so long to be able to, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It took me so long to be able to like read that without having like a major breakdown. You know, like I had a really rough relationship for a long time. And it was like,
you put a lot of emotion into that. But I mean, you didn't sacrifice word complexity or flow pattern or anything. I mean, it's amazing that your word choice always just blows my mind.
Thank you.
You know, and I mean, when we were sending each other stuff, like I would, you know, I would send you a little verse, and then you would just send me this like paragraph of like just amazing, complex, like, and I was just like, oh, just blown away. How do I reply to this?
Listen, I can't even keep up with it. You know what I mean? Like, so don't even, it's not me. I'm like she said, I channel right. I do. And when I'm like, I get a zone, there's words that trigger me. And I'm like, that's it. Like, done. And it'll be an hour that I'll sit there and I'll just write. It's just crazy. And I don't know where it's coming from. I'm not really thinking about it. So it's really interesting. She said that to me. Obviously, I knew I was a channel writer, but I don't know. It's crazy.
I mean, I told you, like, we're all very similar. We're all you know, kind of on the same wavelength.
We are all the same. I mean, we are. And like, from the bottom to the top, we're all the same. Like, you know, celestial beings, those kinds of things. It's just
talking about how, like, I mean, different energies and different vibes, people can, you kind of, when you say you vibe with someone, you know, it means you're on the same kind of psychic wavelength as them.
Frequency.
You know, it's like a tuning fork, and you're kind of in the same, and you know what I mean? Everybody's
harmonizing with someone.
Sound, but yeah, you're harmonizing. Right, exactly.
Semantics.
Exactly.
Yeah, semantic. You're right. Semantics, right? That's what it's called. It's like the beat of the pattern of sound. It's the pattern of sound.
Remember.
Yeah, it's semantic. Pretty sure of it.
Anyway, I will bring the other artists up here to see what they have to say to you and any feedback. What's up, guys?
Hi, guys.
Do any of you have anything to say to Robin?
Amazing as always. Robin's definitely beautiful inside and out, and
thank you.
Just everything with the energy and conservation and healing, and her piece is nothing less than what I expected it to be from her. She's just all around.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
For sure.
Rose, you're muted, but I can mute if you have anything to say.
Sorry. I'm doing it. I'm doing the Robin thing.
I like it.
I thought it was very deep. Using the right words and stuff and the right sequences really matters a lot. And you made your point very well. And I like the way you wrote it out.
Thanks. I just like anybody who's been in like a narcissistic, or I know everybody calls narcissistic like these days. That's like what everybody is, it seems.
Right.
But like a true narcissistic relationship is scary and horrid, and like it was a long time that I was in that relationship, and that was my out pretty much. like I was
Yeah.
just done, and I wrote that, and I was
Yeah.
that was pretty much like within that month. I think I like finally like no contact, no nothing. So
Well, you know what? Good for you. Good for you.
That's it.
Very good
thank you so
job.
much. I appreciate you, and
I mean,
everybody
that's
out there.
brave though.
Be happier.
I mean, that's brave, especially if you've been someone that's actually dealt with a narcissistic person. You know what I mean? You question everything, whether you're crazy, delusional, like your core at that point is, you know what I mean? Like literally, you don't know up from down. You know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
like to think you're a smart person, you're very, intelligent or knowledgeable, but it's a different type of, and I'm glad that you were able to write it down because some people don't write it down.
Yeah,
They still question
I had
themselves
to.
today. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
never get out. Still on the roller coaster. But
I
I
know. I
think
don't
when
know
we
how. I
write
don't
it
know.
down,
I wouldn't be alive. A lady the other day posted this picture, and it was her and the narcissistic relationship with this man, and then his
mhm,
ex-wife, and like before and after they were with him, and like
uh-huh,
the look of them was just like,
beaten down, right,
oh man, and I
right.
know I was that horrible.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't know, ladies. Anybody in that kind of situation, you'll be happier. There's people out there that'll help you. Like
And
you
I
don't have
want
to.
to say that writing it down clarifies it. I mean, at that point, that's your truth. Can't nobody take it away from you, and can't nobody dispute you about it. That's how you feel. That's the power of writing. So when you're putting that stuff on paper at that point, you know what I mean? It's really affirmation of what you know. It allows you to be able to make the proper decisions, however hard it may be. But, like, it's powerful. And thank
It
God
is. I
you,
tell you, that being in that relationship, you're pretty much a pen and paper is all you have at the end
yeah.
because you wore out your family, you wore
You
out your
are
friends.
estranged from family.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the only thing I had was,
yeah,
to
yeah,
express myself was writing. But
yeah.
Well,
so yeah, I'm glad you guys all enjoyed it, and I like
thank
whenever I
you.
can
Yeah.
read it and it affects people to where like maybe it'll trigger somebody today to know that they can leave.
Yeah, it
Well,
just
thank you for
affirms
being
we
brave
do
enough
need to
to.
talk, Robin. Though
Yeah, for sure.
it's fair.
Yeah, I love when you guys talk so much and connect with each other afterwards too. And thank you so much for being brave enough to one, get out of that relationship, and two, come and share it with us. So
Well,
For
thanks.
I
sure,
really appreciate that.
for sure.
Again, guys, you guys can go follow her on Facebook at Robin Bowser. Or her Reiki Studio, Reiki Soul Studios.
Yeah,
Or if you have an event that you want planned,
I gotta
yeah,
plan
like a
mine
music,
first.
yeah, festival event.
For sure.
Hit her up. Synergistic Approach Productions.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We'll catch you again in a
Yeah.
few minutes for your next one.
Cool.
All right, guys. You all already know Queen. She's one of our favorites. I say it every time she's on here. I'll say it every time she's on here again. She's a queen down to her core. She's a poet, a spiritualist, an activist, a coordinator of so many events that I've lost track. She coordinates the hell out of them though. And she's also the host of her own show now on YouTube called The Tree of Life, where they discuss spirituality and religion and just things of that nature. I'll let her talk a little bit more about it. That YouTube channel is Misunderstood Queen. That's MS, like Miss, Understood, and then Queen, KWEEN. That's that YouTube channel. And while you're at it, you can go follow her on Facebook at Queen's Crown, Queen spelled the same way, or on Insta at Bring It to the Mic. That's Bring It and then the number 2 the mic. She's one of our favorites, guys. So like I said, let's get her up here.
Love that wrong timing, can you faster than a bullet if you ever sign me? Two worlds colliding, beautifully falling, chaotic insanity. Funny how I want you next to me, but your love will be the death of me. So I sit on the sidelines adoringly, giving you the core of me. Entangled in this thing we call orbiting, wishing I could time travel to the right time, but I guess this ain't the right time. Shit.
Yo, I love that shit. I jam out to it
That's
every time I
forever
hear
my
it.
jam.
I love that you were singing it along with it. We got a little concert there. We got a little live concert. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yes, that's forever
I was
my
jamming
jam.
out. How you doing, Queen?
I am doing great today. How are you?
I'm all right. Like I said, it's been a busy day, but I
Yeah,
appreciate you coming on and you coming on last minute too.
for sure.
Uh, thank you, thank you. I
For
appreciate it.
sure.
You've been on quite a few times, but if you want to tell the people a little bit about yourself and what you do,
Yeah, sure. I'm Queen. Hi guys. And I'm just me. I like everything poetry, art, creative expression. Like you said earlier, I have a YouTube channel called The Tree of Life. Basically, we just take everyday life and we talk about it from a spiritual aspect of it. Just kind of encouraging people, you know what I mean? It's just, 2023. I don't know what kind of year this been for anybody else, but I know it's been pretty tough for a lot of people. And so, sometimes we just need that spiritual guidance in order for us to figure out, okay, what's left, what's next, how to move forward and pick up the pieces. We can't change our past, but we can damn sure look at a better tomorrow, right?
absolutely, 100%. Thanks for coming and sharing that energy with us.
For sure,
That's
for
the type of
sure.
energy we need nowadays.
Yes,
Uh, I mean,
yes.
yeah. I mean, I've recently, talked to some people that just had some kind of very negative energy that I didn't like. And sometimes you just gotta learn when to cut ties with certain
That's
people
it.
and just
That's it.
bring in the people with good energy and just
That's
leave
it.
out the people with bad energy.
Because
Um,
at that time, when you say you don't want to be surrounded by this negative energy, you affirm with the universe of that you what you do want to be connected with. Because at
right.
that time, you're like, okay, I don't want this. This is what I want. And when we affirm with the universe what we want, we're able to bring that in, and you know what I mean, operate in that vibration. It's okay to step back. You know what I mean? Because trust me,
Yeah.
sometimes
Dude,
we just need a break for ourselves. It ain't got nothing to do with anybody else. Just you know what I mean.
yeah.
We gotta
Yeah.
get we gotta be all right here before we able to do anything.
There's this documentary. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called The Secret. It's on
Okay,
Netflix, and the secret is um what you put out into the universe is what you get back. That's the
for
secret.
sure.
But the documentary is called The Secret, and it's all sorts of philosophers and authors and stuff on there talking about just that concept and how your spiritual energy goes out into the universe, and
That's right.
just something as simple as like, oh, it's going to be a shitty day. Well, it's probably going to
Well,
be a
guess
shitty day
what?
if you think that
Exactly.
way.
You just
You
affirmed
know,
that everything that could be shitty is gonna be shitty for that day.
yeah. I mean, I think one of the examples they use is like you walk out to your mailbox expecting bills. It's going to be bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like, and
yeah.
you know what I mean. You can't control the mail, but you can control what you put out into the universe, and
That's
it will
right.
return to you. It will return to you.
That's right. And I mean, it's just simple law of attraction. The energies you send out
Yep.
will return to you expanded. That's just like the law of energy. You know what I mean? Equal opposite force. Whatever you put out there is what you're going to come back. I mean,
Yep.
simple. Treat being simple. If you want to be Christian, you know what I mean? What you plant is what you reap. So if you're
Yes. I mean, it's
you're
the golden
planting
rule. Treat
seeds
others the way you want to be
of
treated.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. So what's the first piece you're gonna be sharing with us tonight?
Okay, so my guy Paul Cram came on earlier, and I was pretty. And so with that energy, I want to do mine because I was like, okay, I got one that I'll do. If that's what we're going to do. Come with it.
All right, all right. I feel you. What's this one called?
This one, oh, can I say pussy power? Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
This for the
All
ladies
right.
though. Don't be offended.
All right.
All right. With the ability to drip freely, calling so sweetly, affirming the affirmations of the land of milk and honey. The heaven on earth prophecy, this pussy has power. Now another chick can probably do a split, a backflip, maybe even a karate kick, but the universe between my hips has been known to spit lullabies as we rockabye in a world created by you and I. No rules to abide. Now we do what we like. This pussy has healing energy. It can heal you every time you touch the base of my tree of life. Call it grounding as you bury a toy inside my dwelling. Affirmations run rapidly as you slide your fingers around my neck, then squeeze. Rewarded by bite marks and sloppy kisses, sometimes healing gets vicious. Never submissive to a low vibrational ass, you can conquer and be dejected, sent packing rejection. This pussy has power. Don't play with it. Just lay in it and pray in it. Tap into the magic. Close your eyes and make a wish as you swim in this fountain of youth, giving you the ultimate gift. In
Fantastic. Much like Pakram, you definitely have a way of writing about intimacy and passion and just painting such a vivid picture that that's not my expertise, but it's awesome that you're able to do that.
For sure.
Yeah, and I also love the mixture of painting that vivid picture, but also these metaphors that you're using. And you're talking about sex, but you're also talking about power as a woman, and you're using it as a metaphor, and I really like the duality in how you're using your sexuality to express your power, and I like that. Like I said, the mixture of metaphors and then the vivid pictures. That's really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I will bring everybody up here real quick. See what they have to say about it. They're both muted.
It's horrible.
There we go.
I know. We cursed her. I cursed her. I had to. Whenever we got on and she was on and we talked about it, now she's gonna do it every time. I swear. I'm sorry.
It's a blonde thing.
Yeah, it is. Or just it is. I can't even. That was awesome, by the way. Very good. I love the way where it wasn't like it was erotic poetry, and then all of a sudden it was like bam, and then you would I don't know, it was like a roller coaster kind of. I liked it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She mixed it up. It was
yeah. You never know what you're gonna say. You never know.
Roller coaster.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Me, I feel like when you think about Mother Earth, and you know what I mean, her being the creation and just her beauty, you know what I mean? I don't know, even in the spiritual, we talk about different things and metaphors like the tree of life, grounding, different techniques, but it's all tangible to whatever subject, you know what I mean? Even if we think about just sitting at the beach, you know what I mean? That's grounding. But when you think about the spine of the body and of our temple, and you know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean,
it's the treat.
Just going back to what Pakram said, a shout out to mothers. Mothers are one of the most amazing people on the entire earth, not just because of what they do for their kids, but just because, women are just the only people able to create life. That's they literally create life, and that's such a like you were saying, going back to Mother Nature and her creation and how it's just beautiful, and women are beautiful because they are able to literally create life. And that's such an astounding thing that I don't think a lot of people really think about on the everyday basis. Even if they see a pregnant lady, they're not that doesn't the weight and the gravity of that doesn't really hit them. You know what I mean? So yeah, I like that you're able to kind of bring that kind of side of it into the light and talk about that a little bit too.
And I obviously love the powerful woman whole side of it, because look at you.
You're a confident woman, and you know what I mean. You know that. I think even with sex, it's an emotional exchange. It's a spiritual exchange. So even in the spirituality of exchange.
Oh, I think you got your hand over your mic.
Oh,
quiet. There you go.
I mean, when you're a powerful woman and you understand that when you have sex and you're in exchange with someone, it's an, you know what I mean? It's a spiritual exchange. You're exchanging your energy for this energy. Now, when you understand your energy and the power that it has, that's why I said I called it the power of what I have. You know what I mean? So it's like it's definitely, you know.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you with that.
That's all I'm saying.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to drop Queen and Robin out of here. And Rose, what is the next piece you would like to share with us?
It's erotic. It's called Forbidden Fruit.
All right, I guess we're doing it today. 50 Shades of Lost Boys. Let's go.
Hang on, just
what'd you say it was called again?
Forbidden Fruit.
All right, I'll drop myself out.
Yeah, give me just a minute. I gotta bring it up. I could only keep so much on here. Sorry. All right. It's non-rhyming, and it's called Forbidden Fruit. Although I say it not with words, my body language is an open book. I feel my heart quicken with the stimulation of seeing your beautiful smile. The way you look into my eyes with a fixed stare and affection causes my heart to warm, then melt with the anticipation of touching your body. You are so damn beautiful to me, and how quickly became my all in all. My groin begins to rage and pulsate like the flames in a furnace, burning but not consuming as I draw ever closer to your Garden of Eden. When my tongue finally touches down, it feels the smooth, familiar skin of your forbidden fruit under my touch. Immediately, the warm dampness between your legs become as if it were a heated waterfall flowing with ease. Your beautiful angelic moans rush with the outpouring of air straight into my ears as your body finally reaches its capacity of pleasure and explodes.
Dude, you guys are just painting the most vivid. But that was fantastic. Like I said, painting the most vivid picture, and your word choice, fantastic. Just like I said with the synopsis, you have quite a way with words, and your word choice and how you decide to say things. Yeah, that was fantastic. Just like the synopsis and just like everything else we've heard tonight. You guys are blowing me away, and not gonna lie, making me a little uncomfortable, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
It was a little heated.
All right, I'll bring Queen and Robin up here to see what they got.
Excuse me, I was gonna say, don't be nervous, Dylan.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't know. I get a little nervous too.
I was shocked. I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting that one, but definitely wasn't disappointed. You did good.
Yeah, you brought it home.
Yes, she did. She did. She really did.
Oh, that was fantastic. Thank you for sharing that with us. I believe I got everything all mixed up in my head now.
I can't think straight.
Robin, because Pa Cram had to shoot out on us, unfortunately, and we didn't get our fifth guest in here. But I believe that brings us back to Robin. So I will drop everyone except Robin out of here. What are you gonna do for?
So you mad, huh? Yeah, you mad.
Whoa, you're good. I can't hear you.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
You're all good. No worries at all. At all. I'm gonna do Showstopper.
All right. Cool.
Yep.
I got myself out of here.
Cool. All right. When I walk in a room, what they think, it doesn't matter. I hold on to nothing ignorance apologizes for. To all of my enemies, hater, lost loves, I wish you peace and no longer need to settle the score. I have no time for energy whores. I choose to fight the divine wars, balancing good and evil, reversing the spell of our saboteurs, reclaiming the gifts lost on ego's course, awakening the spirit of universal life source. She will stimulate your senses, exposing a being so unique and diverse. No need to coerce. In her pure white light, you'll be immersed, sparking a connection to true self, lifting your worldly curse. You will evolve, watching your ego take a ride on a cosmic hearse. And if when in that connection you follow her guidance and you truly listen, you'll find instilled inside of you your mission. You will see with her vision, following your soul's decision. Your vibration has risen. Accept the abilities that you have been given, and use them on your journey to eternal existence. Open your eyes and pay attention, give in to resistance. Follow your intuition, for it's just your highest self voicing her opinion. That's so.
Every time. Every time. Like I said, every time. You are 100% a show stopper. I mean, I'm not going to stop the show because I want to keep going. But
no, I want to watch everybody.
You are 100% a show stopper. When you walk into a room or come into a virtual room, as the case may be, people definitely sit up and pay attention. And I like the positive message. Is it kind of like a letter to yourself almost?
Yeah, I mean, it was my experience, 100% my experience, like just going through the whole, not awakening thing, I guess. There's just, it was really about listening to listening to your highest self. Those thoughts that you get in your head whenever you get ideas or you get things, it's not from nowhere. You know what I mean? Like there's a really cool thing. I forget his name. It's like K91SR. I can't remember, but he's an old rapper from back in like whenever the Jurassic 5 and all them were like going on, like older. Okay, and yeah. He speaks at different schools and stuff like that. And like he does this thing where he says, I want you to just, don't speak and don't like do anything, but I want you to say the word. I think it was Red Bull or something like that. And because some kid had a Red Bull can. And you do it and you don't move your mouth and you just say it in your head. And when you do that, he's like, how did you hear that? Because you hear it, and it's because you don't move your mouth. Yeah. So there's no vibration. So your ears have to hear vibration. So who's hearing it? And it's just this thing where there's another entity out there. That's you. Right.
I mean, I'm sure you've heard of astral projection.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I've looked into that quite a bit. Astral projection, and I mean lucid. I feel like lucid dreaming is kind of a form of that as well. And yeah, I've definitely looked into a lot of that.
Meditation. If you meditate and you get yourself to be able to get into meditations and truly like release everything, you will find things about yourself, about this world, about people that you would never think. So yeah, it's definitely something you want to do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
But it's serious.
I'm gonna bring Queen and Rose up here, see what they got to say.
I know exactly. It's KRS-One.
Yes.
And listen, I saw that same video.
Yes.
And it was so powerful that it literally woke up my spirit. Because she's right. Like she said, close your eyes. Don't say anything, but you say a word in your head. Now, for your mouth not to move, how were you able to hear yourself speaking? That's the spirit. Like it was so powerful. You know what I mean? Like, and so once we understand that it's that voice in our head that's leading us, that's guiding us, that's that intuition. We like, I don't know how I know, but I know that I know what I know. You know,
it doesn't matter. I won't even argue it.
Man, it's that spirit. It was just, I saw that same video, and you know what? From that moment forward, I have not been the same.
I agree with you. And there's another book that she talks about it, and it's called
I'm gonna have to go look that up. KRS-One. I've heard of it.
That's what it is.
Like she said, he used to be a rapper, but now he's a speaker. He teaches and he talks about, spirituality and different things of that such. And so, like,
Oh, simply and bluntly.
You may not
You know what I
agree
mean?
with
So he's like,
everything
it's
he
so easy to
say, but the gist of his message is very like he's on point with what he know. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you're going to get something out of it. You know what I mean? And that was one of the things. Like I've heard a lot of his speakings and stuff like
me too.
that. That was the one. Oh, sorry,
It's okay.
Oh, it's all right.
I'm back. But that was the one thing that really like stuck out to me. You know what I mean? Like that's our spirit. That's our inner man. That's our, I mean, our flesh is the avatar. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? Everybody's seen that movie, Avatar. They get in that daggone thing and they're controlling this, you know what I mean? This vessel that's doing. And you're right,
Yeah,
Dylan. That is astral projection.
astral
When we
projection.
sleep,
Yeah,
when we dream,
yeah.
we're not here. I heard it explained as if your spirit is all day long going along with your body, but it's waiting for your body to go to sleep so that it can roam, go play. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like being a good kid all day, like, okay, 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 okay. But when your body goes to sleep is when it travels, it moves, it is able to go to different dimensions, different places, different this, different that. I mean, it's
We do
when
most of
God
our
can really speak to us and show us and reveal to us and really like, you know what I mean? Like I mean, for
we
me,
do
I'm an
most of
avid
our
dreamer.
growing and we do most of our
Huh?
growing and spiritual healing while we're asleep. You know, that's no
Yes,
coincidence that I mean it's the time when our brain passes information from one side to the next to make
that's
sure
it.
we got everything backed up on the files.
That's it.
Like it's
That's
you know,
it.
sleep is physically important, it's spiritually important. It's yeah.
That's it.
And,
That's
and
it.
like I said, like Robin was saying, meditation, meditate.
For
So
sure.
meditation is
Meditation is
almost
when God speaks to you. You know what I mean? We pray to talk to God, but meditation is when we clear our mind and we get quiet and we listen. You know what I'm saying? We listen to those quiet sounds that we can't hear throughout the day because we're running, we're cooking, we're working, we're this, we're that, and then. But when you take that time to sit by yourself and quiet everything, it's where
absolutely.
we get our answers from. You know what I mean? The answers to the questions that we have.
Absolutely, 100%.
So
You know, I love.
meditation to me is like astral projection when you're sleeping. It's like astral projection when you're awake. It's like meditation.
Yes, ma'am.
That point
Yes,
where you can
ma'am.
actually just leave your body
That's
or
right.
just not think, and
That's
even not
right.
think means not laying there going, I'm not thinking, I'm not thinking, I'm not thinking.
Hmm.
I mean, you can't do that. But it's not hard, and people are overthinking it because they feel like stressed out or pressured or whatever about it. Like whatever is right, whatever you feel is right in meditation is right. If you have to sit down, if you have to lay down,
That's right.
if you can put your hands together or not, like however you're comfortable, and
That's right.
to forget thoughts, for your brain to stop, it's almost impossible. So like give
But see,
yourself
that's
again grace and mercy.
hmm
It's not going to be easy the first couple times,
right.
but
And that's
do it, accept them. If you have to think about something because it's going to stay on your brain, if you don't think about it, then don't
yeah.
put don't put a roof on there. You know what I mean? Don't put a ceiling on there. Just whatever you need to do to get comfortable, and eventually you'll start just getting into it. I used to be able to, when I was an avid meditator, like within like 2 minutes, I was like gone. You know what I mean? I could lay down and be into meditation, like full on doing crazy
But
shit. So
that goes back to it's a muscle. So the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Yes, your brain is going to be cluttered with a
don't give
lot of
up.
things, but you
You
have
know,
to put in that time and effort to make it a habit. You know what I mean? And again, the more you do it, the easier it'll become. You'll know what needs to be done, how you need to sit,
yeah,
which room, what corner, this light. You know what I mean? Like
it'll change your
that
life.
makes it better for you, but it's just the more you do it, you know what I mean?
I
That's
need a
all.
whole podcast where we just sit and talk
I'll do
about this stuff.
meditation.
A
I will do
whole,
meditation
a
for
Hey
all of
whole
us.
man, listen, we got the tree of life. I'm
Queen's
telling y'all, we
podcast
getting
for
this.
your life.
Queen. I can't believe she
Yeah.
started the whole Queen of Life thing.
Yeah,
The
the
tree of
tree of
life.
doesn't want to come
Tell
on.
y'all, man, this is basically what it is, and it's just really like, you know what I mean, talking and passing along information because it's people out there that don't know and they want to know. You know what I'm saying? It's people out there that's just going through, and they're like, God, what the hell? They're
Yeah.
like, it's got to be something, like, you know what I mean? And these are just tools like that you've learned, Robin, and I've learned. Miss Rose, I no offense if you have, I don't know, but these are things that we've learned over the times where, you know what I mean, in order to make it on this side, in order to be able to be successful, mind okay, healthy, happy, whole, at one with yourself and at one with everything around you. Like, this is stuff we had to learn: meditating, praying, all
Yes.
this, you know what I mean? And people think, oh, when you pray, you, Lord Heavenly Father, thank you. No, a conversation in your head is praying at the end of the day. A
Mm-hmm.
conversation to yourself or even saying it out loud is affirming with the universe.
A
However
genuine.
you wanna word it, but the thing is it's all the same. Some people need to call it God, some people need to call it the universe, some people need to call it self. But at the end of the day, you're affirming, you're confirming, you're agreeing, you're aligning, and you're calling that forward. But that's the point of the tree of life, to bridge this, because it's such a divide, you know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
oh, this person don't want to say this and this person don't want to say that, but at the end of the day, somebody need answers. Somebody's trying to figure it out. Somebody's sitting there with 10 demons at their door trying to figure it out, and you know what I'm saying, like on the verge, and we arguing about what to call it. No, let's get this person some help.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
Like
is
I was saying earlier, we're all different, but we're all the same.
Yeah,
We
for
all put
sure.
our pants on one leg at a time.
For sure.
And the
For
tree of life,
sure.
the Kabbalah, all those things can be like, there's so many different aspects of it, but every religion, every, spirituality, duality, whatever modality I meant, it
That's
has
it.
something like it. You know what I
That's
mean? And
it.
what it is, it's the ascension process. It's like the 10 God powers. It's
There
in the
you
book that I
go.
was just talking about. 10 God
Come
powers
on.
that you
Yep.
carry with you. And to achieve all of those things, that's why you're here and you're getting
That's why.
lessons for doing that.
Yeah.
So my best advice to not have to do that, learn your lesson.
Learn
Don't
your damn ooh.
You know what I mean? If something is hurting you and something is not making you feel right, uncomfortable, if you're pushing anything
Yep.
to happen, it's not
Yep.
right.
It's
Period.
not for you. At that point, you're going against the grain. It should be everything
Easy.
that's for you will get with no problem, easily, effortlessly. It's going to come to you, whether it be good or whether it be bad. No matter what you do, if it's for you to get, you're going to get.
Right.
But like you said, we force things of what we want, our ideas and our will to things, and it's like you using more energy than anything, because
Oh,
now instead
completely.
of
So
being able
where
to
is that energy
vibrate,
coming from?
that's
The
it.
energy that you're using that's extra, where is it coming
That's
from?
it.
It's
That's
coming
it.
from other areas of your body or other
That's
chakras. That's
it.
where you're getting energy
That's it.
depletion, and that's where you're getting sickness. That's where we're
Yes.
getting disease, and that's
Yes.
why they're keeping us down here, so we don't realize all this.
Oh yeah. For
And
sure. Y'all, we really got to do this on the
We
Tree of
do.
Life,
We need a
because this is
whole.
the whole purpose of it, like literally. And it's just candid conversations, because
listen, I will
my
be on
thing
here
is, I
every
don't
day
know what
if you
you
want me
know.
to.
You know what I'm saying? But the
I'm
thing is, huh?
I'm an influencer. That's what I'm here for. Like
Hey,
you know what I mean?
I'm
I
an
like
encourager. I'm here to
download
give
for
life.
people.
Yes, I'm an encourager. I'm here to give life and speak life, and to give somebody else hope for the next day. Because at the end of the day, we all go through.
The same things. Oh, she's gone again. I finished her sentence though.
I gotta say, guys, it is such a blessing to have you
I
guys
have
on
a
here.
stubborn alarm. It keeps
No,
sabotaging.
no, go lay down.
But it's okay though, because at the end of the day, the message is still plain and clear. You know what I mean? Like, we'll definitely all get together, but
Yeah, for sure.
we don't
Earlier
want
though,
to hold the
you did
show.
say Never mind. Forget. It went as quickly as it came.
I have that.
All the time.
It is such a blessing to have you guys on here. Like I said, I want to get on your show and just sit here. Oh, Queen, we lost her. I was just about to say, I want to get on your show and talk. Well, she'll come back or we'll have her on again another time. But yeah, no, it's such a blessing to have you guys on here and like just, have these talk and these, like, here we go. She's back.
Keep coming.
Queen, I was saying, it's such a blessing to have you guys on and like talk about this kind of stuff and just like sort of get lost in the conversation. Like that's really what I wanted out of this whole thing when I started is I wanted to bring like-minded people together, to not only share their artwork, but share their minds and their beings with each other and share their positive energy with each other and help lift each other up. So that's really amazing. Thank you guys so much.
For sure,
Thanks,
man. For sure.
Providing the platform every time,
That's it.
Wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for you.
Hey, wouldn't have even met. So it's all a blessing at the end of the day.
All right, so we got two pieces left. We got Queen and we got me. Queen, what is your second piece gonna be?
It's called Dear Old Me.
All right, Dear Old Me. I'll get myself out of here.
It says, Dear Old Me, I'm sorry I didn't take better care of you. I was doing what I thought was best for us two. I didn't have the ear to hear you screaming out in utter fear. I didn't recognize the knots in my muffin top saying, warning, this situation is not what you want. I was stubborn and willful, doing everything I wanted and then some, determined to be better than the rest of them folks. I figured if I did fold, I'd be better tenfold, but really, the truth be told, I was just like my kinfolk. Kind hearted and gullible, broken hearted and vengeful. I apologize, I went rogue. Outside influences with stories untold, saying they knew what was best for our road. I was wrong. Wrong for not speaking up for you. Wrong for not validating you. Wrong for not vindicating you. Wrong for not celebrating you. Wrong for not appreciating you. Wrong for not protecting you. Dear old me, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I need you like H3O and sunshine to grow. Because truth be told, I wouldn't be me without your love. I wouldn't have made it if you stopped in the middle of the road. You protected me when I was the one sinking the boat. You put you put on your cape and you flowed. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know because when mama said no, you set fire and said go. Every time I looked left, you was always front row, patiently waiting to drive the boat. I love you to life and I appreciate your stripes. You're the best friend a girl could ever have, and I honor you because of that. Dear old me, I got your back. In peace.
Hell yeah, yo. That's honestly one of my favorite pieces that I've heard from you.
Yeah.
That's I have something. I won't talk too much about it. But I have something tucked away that's similar to that, where I'm kind of trying to write a letter to me. There's actually a song that I listen to. It's called "Letter to Me." It's a country song, and it's something my mom always used to play. It was something like that just always kind of gave me hope for the future. Like this too shall pass. Like if I could write a letter to me, I'd say like, yeah, you're gonna go through shit, but it's gonna turn out all right. You're gonna be here, and it's all the things you went through are gonna have been worth it. And it's I love that's a beautiful tribute to yourself and a beautiful thank you note. Just
it wasn't a thank you note. It was more so of an apology because we all have childhood trauma growing up and going through this life, and so it's like going back in time and talking to my younger self. Like, I apologize. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, I did what I thought was best at the time and what I knew, but you know what I mean? Hindsight is always 2020. So to heal a part of that of me because it's like you still hold on to those. You know what I mean? Like You ever heard the saying, haven't forgiven yourself? Haven't
Right.
apologized to yourself? Like, we apologize to everybody else. You know what I mean? We make amends with everybody else. But sometimes we don't go back and we don't, you know what I'm saying? Offer
Yeah.
ourselves that same love and that same grace. You know what I mean? Like, I
Because we all,
apologize. I'm
yeah.
sorry that, hey, I was stupid. I was dumb. You know what I mean?
And
I
we
was a
all deserve
firecracker. I was a
forgiveness.
risk.
Yeah. We all deserve forgiveness for our mistakes. And the first part to receive forgiveness from anybody else, the first person you have to forgive is yourself.
That's right.
100%.
That's right.
100%. You have to be able to say, I forgive you, for
That's
the
right.
mistakes. I'm sorry, and then also reply to yourself and forgive yourself. Yeah.
Hey, that's it. That's it.
100%.
And you know what? A lot of times, that's the hardest thing that we have to do is face ourselves.
Hmm.
Until we face ourselves and be able to look at ourselves in the mirror and be honest with ourselves, because guess who was there when it was going on anyway?
Yeah.
Self.
Yeah.
So until we able to look at self and be like, look, man, hey.
I have a piece. I have a piece called. You might have heard it floating around on the internet lately. It's called "Speaking of Demons." I did it a couple weeks ago on the show, and I also
Okay.
posted it in the group. And it's a conversation between me and my inner demons, and we literally go back and forth.
I
Uh,
think I have
I go
though.
back and forth. Yeah, yeah. I'll send it to you. But yeah,
Yes,
it's that sort of same thing you were talking about, confronting yourself and confronting, you
right.
know, and learning to live with it and accept it and
That's
move
it.
forward with it.
Yes.
100%. I'm
Yes.
gonna bring Robin and Rose up here, see what they got to say. When they both unmute themselves.
Oh my gosh.
Robin, I think is probably away from the camera for a minute. Rose, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Uh, I don't know. I'm always a loss for words, believe it or not. I mean, I get being able to like talk to yourself, forgive yourself, and things like that. And, I think about things like that very often, being able to wishing you could go back, basically, and tell yourself you're doing the right thing or you're not, just, I don't know how to explain it, but,
For
um,
sure, and I understand. I mean, when I wrote it, it's not so much as wishing you could go back, but
yeah,
just acknowledging what happened. Period. Whether
yeah,
you can or can't go back, you know what I mean? Because I know, you know, knowing now what you do know, a lot of decisions that we made, we wouldn't have made. We would have went a different way. And
yeah,
so, in that ignorance, we did what was best. But it's in that awareness, acknowledging it and saying, you know what, I'm sorry. It's like apologizing to your children. You
hmm,
know what I mean? If you mess up, if you make a mistake, if you're, you know what I mean? Look, I'm sorry, and acknowledging their feelings, but you acknowledging your own feelings. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times we hurt our.
Oh no.
uh-oh.
It's
I
our
get it.
children alarm again. I'm sorry, y'all.
I've had
But
people ask me that, would you
a
go in the
lot of the
past?
times it's just really, you know what I mean? Acknowledging yourself and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty much it.
100%. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Queen. I'm gonna do a piece and then I'm gonna wrap us up. Um, so
Okay.
I'll drop you guys down out of here. Um, so vibing off of the energy of my boy Pakram and my girl Queen and Robin did one for us. I don't have anything erotic. Like I said, that's not my expertise. But I did go into the vault for you guys and pull out a love poem. That one of the few love poems. I don't write love poems, but this is one of the few love poems that I have written. So going off of the romance and the eroticism, I figured it would fit the vibe. So I will get us wrapped up with our 50 Shades of Lost Boys here. This one is called All is Fair in Love and War. All is fair in love and war. Don't tell me that she broke your heart. Show me the bullet wound you couldn't quite seem to seal closed with duct tape and pieces of her torn t-shirt. Don't write a love song talking about how beautiful her eyes looked in the light of the setting sun as you sat on a park bench together, holding hands. Sing a war cry that echoes of the sounds of the bombs going off as you charged into battle together, holding hands. Don't complain that she won't answer your phone call. Be thankful that her gun jammed when you argued about what color drapes to hang up and she tried to paint them red with your blood. Don't tell me that you guys are just taking a break. Show me the list of battle strategies you've come up with in the meantime. Because that's not makeup she's taking forever to put on for her dates. It's war paint. That's not a bouquet of flowers in a suit you're wearing. It's a goddamn AK and a ballistic vest. And it's not a bed you're sharing. It's a fucking trench that you just dug yourself deeper into. You don't make love in it. You wage war on each other's souls. Each kiss, another unsigned peace treaty. Each thrust of your hips, the advance of yet another wave of troops doomed to fall on the battlefield as quickly and absolutely as you fell under her spell. So don't write her a poem telling her you love her. Jump between her and a bullet and let her name be the last thing you utter as you fade into the darkness. Because all is fair in love and war. And this is just a little bit of both. And that is that piece, guys. I'll bring you guys up to see what you thought of it and any questions or comments you have.
That was dope.
Yeah,
That was dope.
that was very good. Very, very deep and passionate there.
I wrote it a while ago. I don't, like I said, I don't do love poems. I have a few.
I've never heard you do one. That was the first one ever. And I'm like,
Yeah, I went into the vault for that one. I was like, what's the combination of this thing again?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, like, don't talk about it, be about it. Let's show this thing. Love is an action word. Like,
that's what I was trying to do is use those metaphors to just, you got to show it. It's an action. It's all about the actions.
Yes.
And it's not all puppies and kittens and rainbows. This shit is
it's
brutal.
real. You gotta put a conscious effort. It's like, look, either you showing or you not. You know what I mean? Like,
walk the
I
walk.
love it. Like, I mean, listen, like, I've been listening to you do poems for a while. Like,
oh yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Your pen is, oh my God, amazing. Like, you wrote things that I still think about today. Like, especially the girl with the pencil, the suicide note. Like, I can go on and on about things that you've written, and I'm like, God dang. But I've never heard, like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't write erotic, but that was the closest thing I had to something on that wavelength. So I was like, I guess I'll pull it out and see how this one goes.
See, man, listen, amazing, very versatile, like very versatile, like yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate all you guys coming on, all your support. I appreciate Robin, even though she had to step away from the camera for a second, and we might wrap up the show before she comes back, but that's okay. One more time, I'm just gonna plug all you guys' stuff. Robin, Synergistic Approach Production. If you want her to set up like a music festival or an event for you, she's also got a Reiki studio called Reiki Soul Studio. Queen, go check out her YouTube channel, Misunderstood Queen, for her podcast or show, whatever, Tree of Life.
Every other Sunday,
I'll be on there soon.
7:30.
It's funny you talk about that Tree of Life. In my in my second book to this series that I'm working on, I actually have a tree kind of like that. I call her Lavender, and she's a guardian, helping to guide my characters and stuff, and kind of like a wise old tree.
Wow, I like that.
Awesome.
The tree has,
and that's the point of the tree, just that wisdom where we can all grow and learn, and you know what I mean?
Some of the oldest things on planet Earth, and so they're definitely, yeah.
It's every time my characters die and then reincarnate and do another life, that in between they go and meet this tree and they write their name on the bark of this tree.
Mm.
I gotta
And
read this
Wow.
book.
there's millions of names on this tree, and every time they show up, they start glowing like a green from the inside because they're all tied together. And lavender is just, like I said, their guide.
Listen. Don't spoil too much because I'm gonna go read this.
So that's the second book. It's not published yet.
It's not published yet.
Experience.
I can't. I'm having a hard time right now getting. I got two.
See, look, and I thought it was published because I'm like, well, where can we find the book?
The first one is published, but I didn't dive into the details until book 2 and 3. I've completed book 2 and 3. I just can't get them published currently.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
no,
you
definitely.
were the one talking about whether you were deciding to self-publish or go through a publisher.
I
This
don't
first-
know.
This first book you went through, what was it? Austin McCulley Publishing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So to answer your question, Queen, you can find it at Barnes and Noble or on Amazon.
Okay.
That first book. The series is called Otherworldly, and then the book is called Secrets of the Dark Talisman.
Yeah, the first book is Secrets of the Dark Talisman. The second one is called Wandering Souls. And then the third one's called Parallel Destinations.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
So make sure everybody goes and checks that out. I'm gonna go check that out tonight. I'm gonna look that up on Amazon tonight. That I'm so fascinated. I need to know. I need to know more.
I mean, it's just very curious. Like, I'm like, okay, that, you know what I mean? It got my interest for sure. So.
And she's using a lot of symbolism too, and yeah, I love it. I love it.
All my stuff is tied. I never intended to. It's just I wrote over 250 pieces of poetry, and the first book I wrote was intended to be a poem, and before I knew it, it had 4 chapters, and I had no idea.
Wow.
So the books are tied to the poems.
Oh, wow.
That is that reminds me of like Tolkien. You know, I mean, he created his, like the Lord of the Rings. There were full songs, full verses of poetry in there. He created whole languages. I mean, and he wrote some of those poems, some of those songs before he even wrote The Hobbit or any of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's next level writing right there. That's next level.
Sure.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and like I say, it's all automatic. So I don't know I'm going to do something until it's there. So there's a lot of symbolization that's in my poetry that I somehow tied into the books, and I don't know, like symbolizing my at the time my girlfriend's eye, how beautiful and green it was, and I depicted it as an ocean. And so in my book, I ended up having it where they get stuck in a dimension, and there's this huge eye they have to walk through that takes them into another world.
Oh, wow.
So I've combined
I
them.
love how to incorporate.
Oh, wow.
You
Now,
know,
with your poem, do you... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I love how she incorporates elements of her own life into her stories.
Right. And because I'm like, okay, so with the poems, because you said each poem is tied in to the book. Now, do you recite the poem and then move on to the chapter, or do you like start the poem and then it takes off into the story type deal?
No, it's like weaving a blanket. Every piece has to have its very specific place to fit at a certain time frame. Right. So that's how these books are. The poetry, I promised my girlfriend at the time that I am not going to share those with the world. I can read them and everything, but I won't publish them because they're hers. Wow. I wrote them for her. So writing these books, I was able to I could incorporate them. And for her, because she is an amazing person still in my life, for her, when she reads the books, she's always going to remember that this was about her. This was about, things happening in our lives. So I've got a lot of actual life instances where I fell in cactus when I was a kid. I wrote a story around it in the book. So you're going to find elements of my life actually in there.
Oh,
That
that's
is
very
so
neat.
unique.
I
And
know, like little
also,
nuggets,
yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes, there's a
love
lot
I
of
that.
love
Easter eggs. This fourth book is not of the otherworldly series,
it.
but it is in the same.
Genre.
Yeah. So this next one is already coming out really good. My best friend's loving it, and already as I'm writing this, I'm like, you know what? I just realized what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in some of the old characters from the otherworldly universe, but
And
they
tie
don't
them
know
all
it.
together.
I
Yes.
love that kind of stuff. When I see that in a book and I'm like, he's from that other thing.
Exactly. That's what it's going to be. You're going to meet characters that I didn't dive into in the series,
That
but I
you'll be
am
able
in
to
the
go
book.
into depth
Yeah,
about. I love
get
that.
deeper into them. Yeah, I love that. That is fantastic.
For
I
sure.
can't wait to hear more of that. And I'm like I said, I'm going to check out this first book as soon as I can.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
ASAP mission for me, for
Well,
sure.
it was my introductory. I know to me, we're wrong.
Your first thing isn't always going to be your best, but it's a foundation. It's how you grow.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I
it.
mean?
That's it.
Yep.
You
All
can't
this.
build a house just
That's
out
it.
of cement. You need stuff to go on top of it.
Yeah.
That's
All
it.
of this was built.
That's it. I agree
But
with
you
him
need the cement at the
100%.
bottom to keep everything strong.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
That first part is an essential part.
Yep.
the very,
Yeah.
very, very first poem that I ever wrote is called Immortal Love. And when I wrote that, I had no idea what was going to happen, but everything stems from that one singular poem.
And that's how it starts. That's what he means by that foundation.
Yeah.
Once you get that start and you get that feeling and you get that taste, at that point, it just grows roots. And I mean, you know, if you're a gardener, roots go everywhere.
Yeah.
They
And
don't stay in one spot. So it grows out. And you know what I mean?
I'm keeping up with it. I don't write notes. I don't write anything. I remember every single thing that I've written. So I'm able to incorporate things and characters without even having to go back and look. And so it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. That is fantastic. I got to tell you, ladies, this is honestly one of the best shows I have had. I've been doing this this is our 3-month anniversary. This will be exactly.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yay.
12 weeks we are doing this. And I'm just having so much fun. And like, this is one of the best shows I've had, that we just been able to sit and talk and have these conversations and like, just converse back and forth and like, feed off of each other. This is why I started doing this, to eventually have shows like this. And we're getting there, guys. This is fantastic. Thank you guys so much.
Oh yeah, this has been fun. I've never got to visit and talk with anybody before in the writing world and the art world. I've been on my own with this, other than my best friend literally reading every single word before it even is fully a book yet. She gets.
Yeah, I always run my stuff by like, my girlfriend or, my buddy, my producer, Brandon. I spit a lot of my raps or read a lot of my poetry for him. And I also write fantasy fiction. It's just been a while. Like it's been like 3 or 4 years since I've like actually tried to like put it, show anybody anything. I've dabbled here and there, but actually show anybody any like a full story that I've written. But yeah, I do write fantasy fiction. And I mean, you hearing about your book is just like inspiring me to be like, I want to go back and like go into my own world and like it's inspiring. Like when I hear poetry, it inspires me to create more poetry. When I hear stories, it just inspires me.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason I did this show too, is because I mean, I noticed that I'm the type of person that I kind of like feed off of the energy of people around me. And so with having positive, talented artists on my show and interacting with them every week, I'm giving myself positive energy and putting myself in the writer's mindset, and absorbing everything else you guys are all your different perspectives and just things that people say things in poems or whatever, there are whole poems that like just make you think of things in a completely different way. And it's
I
so
agree.
unique. Every time I come on, one of my artists,
New inspiration, right?
yeah. I
And
mean,
that's
you
why I
guys,
do these shows personally, because it's like different perspective, different, you know what I mean? Like I've been inspired just by someone else doing their poem to write my own, you know what I mean, in my own voice and in my, but it's iron sharpens iron, you know what I mean? Like as we
yeah,
all hang around our like-minded, like-spirited people, you know what I mean? It makes us to level up. It makes us to be better. It gives
yeah,
us ideas of what we want to see within ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Especially as we travel these circles. Like Miss Rose, I would have never guessed you had a whole collection over there brewing in them.
I do. My best friend has all the copies, and I trust her explicitly. Like I said, she's the first friend I've ever had in my life, and it happened
Yeah.
6 years ago. So she means the world to me, and she has copies of every single thing, manuscript, paper. She's got them tucked away and protecting them for me.
it's
So
good to
Definitely best of
have those
luck to
copies
you.
too.
For real,
yeah.
definitely. Blessings on that journey.
I'm going to have one I want to read next time, or if I'm on next time, that's called Prison. It's a really, really deep one that
Okay.
came from a transgender friend of mine that I'd
Okay.
wrote for them.
We'll definitely have you back on again.
For
I
sure.
don't want to keep you guys too late. But this has been, like I said, so fantastic. One of the best shows we've ever had, hands down. I mean, we've had a lot of great people and a lot of great conversations, but this has been one of the best. I mean, we probably spent close to 30, 45 minutes of just airtime talking to each other, and that's really what I wanted out of this. I wanted people to connect and stuff like that. We lost Queen, but that's okay. We're going to wrap up the show. Thank you so much for coming. Tune in again next Thursday night. An announcement before we go. This month will be our last month of Thursday shows. Next month, we will be going to Saturday shows. So message me at lostboy420x@gmail.com or message me on Facebook at Dylan Lawler if you want to come on the show for the 4th, the 11th, the 18th, or the 25th. They are all Saturdays at 9 p.m. Thank you very much. Have a good one, everybody. And I appreciate everybody for coming on and everybody for watching.